going on, guys? Today's gonna be a little bit shorter of a video, but I finally bought something for the Foxbody, and you guys obviously know what it is because it's gonna be in the title of the video. But I want to get that installed in preparation for the new transmission for the Mustang. So let's get to it. Alright, so I didn't want to leave it running too long. I didn't want to get the exhaust overheated because we do need to get the wastegate off this thing. So
there's one wastegate bolt. It's kind of pretty good.
I did just readjust the clutch, and the transmission seems to be going into gear easier. So maybe the clutch was just out of adjustment. I'm not too sure on that, to be honest. One could hope that that's the case. We don't always get that lucky. Okay, there's one clamp. This clamp seems to be kind of stuck on there. I think I need the flathead. That side's stuck pretty good. Wow, that thing's stuck on there. Goodness. Okay, let's get us a tool to help us out with that. Okay, we're back. I got some more aggressive tooling here. So we'll see if that helps any, and it looks like it does. Okay, there's our wastegate. It's a little wet from condensation. Which is okay. Okie dokie, so we just need to take this apart and change the spring in it. But these bugs are bad out here. We're gonna take it in the shop. All right, so I wanted to come over here and talk about this away from all the fans. We got another fan set up in the shop now, a brand new fan. Just trying to help it stay cool in here. It's been really hot here in Iowa. The humidity is insane. Lots of storms and stuff, so it's just been piling up over here, but let's get a little light on my face. Finally got a new spring for the wastegate on the Mustang, so I can actually have real boost control instead of just kind of leaving the wastegate disconnected and making whatever boost it makes with the spring that's in there, which is a really light spring. It would only make about 3 pounds in fourth gear and around 1 pound in first and second gear. So this new spring is a 9-pound spring, should make 9 pounds in fourth gear, and I'm not sure what it would make in first and second, but it would probably make less. That's just due to my gear ratios in my transmission and my final drive gear ratio and the weight of the car. Basically how it loads the turbo. So hopefully we'll see what this spring does when I put it in the car. It should make 9 pounds in fourth gear. Currently, right now, with how I have it set up, sometimes it makes 12 pounds in fourth gear, and sometimes it hits boost cut, which is boost cuts at 14 pounds. So it's kind of unpredictable depending on weather and stuff. So with this spring, hopefully it should be around 9 pounds, and then I can use my boost controller that I have wired in to add some pressure to the top of the gate and make the pressure more if I need it. All right, so now that the wastegate spring has changed, effectively what would happen now if I left the bottom wastegate source disconnected is it would make even more boost than it makes now. And that's a no-no. I don't want to make more than 15 pounds of boost with this. Not really sure if the block can handle that. Not even sure what power level we're at right now. Around 12 pounds of boost. So, and I'm still on pump 91, so we got to be careful with how much power we're trying to push out of this thing. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to we go. I'm going to put this back in, and this time we will actually hook up the bottom of the gate and not just the top of the gate. Okay, so the orientation of this is not quite how I want, and that can be kind of a pain because it's got to kind of squeeze on there. There we go. That should hopefully be a little bit better. See, I always overdo it though. I always move it too much. Man, it's a warm one out here. Try that. Yeah, I'm starting to drench with sweat here. Just takes a couple minutes out here in this humidities. See, this is much easier when you get the V-band kind of lined up where it needs to be. I can kind of come in Okay, we got that pretty tight now. Now we got to get the wastegate dump clamp on. Okay, wastegate exhaust clamp is put back on. Gonna hook the boost controller back to the top of the gate. And then oh, okay, I see an issue here. I'm gonna have to run a T. So let's just disconnect the boost controller for now. And hook that straight to the bottom of the gate. And that should effectively work for now. And then I don't have to turn off the boost controller in the ECU. Should just operate normally.
Okay, you made 2 pounds in second gear. And load it up a little bit because it's used to making more. hard enough to make what it, should make on that spring. This thing sounds so sick. I can't wait for my new transmission. This thing's gonna be a certified ripper. For what it is, For still being a stock block. Except for, I have rods and pistons, but I'm still limited. I don't want to split this block in half. I also think the boost pressure could be due to just how efficiently my engine is taking the air. So maybe that's why the pressure isn't as high as the spring says it is. I'm not too sure, but either way, this car's still a ton of fun. clutch I took off another car years ago. It's been in this car for a while through all the different builds and stuff. See what I mean? It gets people's attention. That guy was giving me a rock on. I do kind of smell something like a clutch or something. So maybe that's what the part of the issue is here, is the clutch. But either way, I'm getting rid of this transmission. It doesn't launch that well for me, and it just doesn't work that well with my turbo setup. I'd like to be able to make even more boost in first and second gear to get this thing to leave a lot harder. And also, I want it to be able to get more traction on the street from a launch, and that's really hard to do with a stick shift. I just can't slip the clutch enough to get it to go how I want it to. guys. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you in the next one.